You know, this week is a fight week for Carlos Ocampo taking on Errol Spence in Dallas, Texas. Errol Spence is doing a number of things this week, giving back at the Salvation Army and also being on media calls. And with media calls come questions about Keith Thurman, Steele, Terrence Crawford, Danny Garcia, and Shawn Porter. And he was asked who would win, Shawn Porter, Danny Garcia. But we back. It's the Boxing Clinic and more. Y'all know what it is. One time back on the boxing grind. Make sure you hit that bell icon so you know we upload and go live. And also make sure you hit the subscribe button and share. And also follow us on social media. All those links are in the description. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But Earl said he felt like Danny Garcia will win. He says when you think Danny Garcia is going to lose, he always finds a way to win. He doesn't do anything great, but he does a lot of things good. He has great timing, and he has good fundamentals. And he's exactly right. And a lot of people in the boxing community is picking Danny Garcia to beat Shawn Porter. Some are picking Shawn Porter. But, you know, Danny Garcia has great fundamentals, man. You know, and he's got good timing. He's a good counterpuncher. And I think a lot of people, in the midst of the hate for Danny Garcia, may be for beating up Lucas Massey or getting gift decisions in people's opinion against Mauricio Herrera and against Lamont Pearson, people find a way to hate Danny Garcia. May it be taking on the Raul Salkers, may it be fighting guys like, you know, fighting subpar guys. And, you know, most people felt like he held this fight up. But, you know, we'll talk about that and a little bit about this fight in general. But Earl, you know, Earl says all the welterweights will be a tough fight, and it's hard to say who will be the toughest fight. And that's right. Terrence Crawford said the same thing. You don't know who the toughest fight until you get into the ring. So you train like it's your toughest fight every time you go into camp. But it's not no shock, man. It ain't. I don't think Errol has a preference who ass he wants to whoop or who he wants to fight. I think it's not a preference to that. I believe it's basically he think Danny Garcia gonna win. Shawn Porter's wild, but he did get Shawn Porter's props in this article. Said that Shawn Porter's style is tough for anybody. That's a tough fight the way he just bulls in his style. So that's a tough fight for anybody. And he's right. You know, Shawn Porter, he's a smotherer. You know, nobody's really ever beat, you know, Shawn Porter into a pulp. But he did draw with Julio Diaz before he came back and beat him. But, you know, he always losing. You know, I felt that Kell Brook controlled that fight with 3 punches. You know, a jab, a right hand, an occasional hook, right or left hook. And, you know, a lot of people thought Shawn was going to win that fight. I thought Shawn was going to win that fight because of the, you know, what people said about Kell Brook ducking and dodging people through the division. But, you know, most people are anticipating for this fight. I'm anticipating for this fight. And it'll be interesting, man. It's definitely interesting. And most people say, see, Errol Spence want to duck Shawn Porter. You want to duck Shawn Porter. You know, some people just take what they want to take out of it because he picked Danny. And people can't see. I don't see any way Danny could beat Shawn. You know, some people just so much of fanboys and so have so much hatred towards one fighter. You know, it's his preference. That's who we think he'll win. You know, just because somebody don't agree with you, especially when it's talking about predicting a fighter who you think will win, you know, it don't matter. And a lot of you guys, you know, we acting like crazy. Like, you know, just because some people pick Bud over Crawford or Bud over Spence or Spence over Bud, like, I just can't. Just because you can't see it don't mean shit. I'm pretty sure you've been wrong a lot of times. A lot of times you've been wrong. And just because you can't see it don't mean the ass whooping ain't coming. And just because people think Shawn Porter is going to beat Danny Garcia don't mean it's going to happen. You never know what can happen in a fight. You know, Danny has a good fundamental. Danny's a good counterpuncher. And for the most part, the people that give Danny Garcia issues are guys who move around the ring, who use the ring to their full advantage. You know, who box and move. And Shawn Porter, he doesn't attack just coming straight down the pipe. He uses some angles. He tries to step over and do some things. But he over-smothers his work. He does. He allows you to hold him. And Danny Garcia better work on holding and then counterpunching. And I believe Danny Garcia can do what Kell Brook did. That's, you know, jab him, because Shawn Porter's jab is usually non-existent or is shitty at best most of the time. And come with the 1-2 and then mix in a left hook. And then hold him. That's it. You can tame Shawn Porter, man. You really can. And then mix in some body work for good measure to keep him guessing. You know, take a level up from what Kell Brook did. Take a little bit more chances. You know, trust me. This is not Granados or Berto or Julio Diaz in a rematch. It's not those guys. Danny Garcia has great timing and a great counterpunching. And with a guy that's reckless, who drops his hands, who throws and try to headbutt and is open, I definitely could feel where a knockout could come here. I've never been that high on Shawn Porter in his style. I just ain't seen it on a professional level. But Errol must feel the same way. He feel like Danny gonna win. And obviously, Danny brings more money, especially if Danny wins, to a potential Errol Spence and Danny Garcia fight. It's been said that, well, Errol said he's been assured that he get that winner of the fight, the winner of that fight next if he beats Carlos Ocampo. You know, and I believe that he would finish Shawn Porter quicker than Danny Garcia. I think Danny Garcia has some better survival tactics or just better boxing tactics. The styles would be different. Danny Garcia thrives on guys who come forward because they are open book for him. They are open counterpunch book for him. He's gonna counter. He's gonna box. He's in the zone. Only time that really Danny Garcia is a fish out of water, is when guys use the ring, box and move, and they use their foot. He can't cut the ring off. But if you come to Danny Garcia, he gonna find a way to win, or he gonna find a way to be competitive. And that speaks for Errol Spence as well. Because when Errol Spence comes for Danny Garcia, he gonna come straight down the pipe. So he gonna get Danny Garcia all the smoke he want and all the kind of opportunities he want. And like I told somebody a long time ago, actually Errol Spence styles plays into Danny Garcia's hands. Where Danny Garcia could be the most effective. It doesn't mean he's gonna win. But to me, I think the better fight for the fans would be style-wise is Errol Spence and Danny Garcia. As far as a tactical fight, and it's gonna produce fireworks. Shawn Porter gonna run in there and get jaw jacked real quick. He gonna get his ass whooped. He gonna try to hold Spence, and Spence not gonna allow it. He gonna use that jab. He gonna pound that. He gonna pound Shawn Porter. He gonna knock them braids clean out that motherfucking head, man. It might be a highlight reel knockout with Shawn Porter. I think Danny Garcia got a better opportunity going the distance than Shawn Porter versus Errol Spence. That's just my opinion. But at the end of the day, we're going to continue to talk about Shawn and Danny later. We're going to go live a couple times a day. I don't know. I might do 2 boxing, 1 basketball. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do today as far as live. I know it will be a boxing live stream today. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon. Join in on the act. Don't forget to share the video. Facebook, social media, your friend. Tell somebody, man, we're trying to push for 10K subscribers, man. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All links in the description. We gone.